Sister wives. Kody Brown ignores his other older children and refers to Dayton as his eldest son. Fans of Sister Wives are aware that Kody and Robin's son Dayton are not getting along. There were allegations a few months ago that Dayton had moved in with his biological father, David Preston Jessup, after leaving them. Fans might also remember that he abruptly quit the show or was kicked off without giving a reason, but now, after all this time, Kody is calling Dayton his oldest son. His statement has left viewers in complete disbelief. They are just as upset that he disregarded his other kids once more. What else are fans saying? Find out by continuing to read. In an episode earlier this year, Robin and Kody rode an ATV. According to Robin, she began riding these cars when she was 13 years old. But given how fiercely protective the couple is of their kids, this seems strange. Everyone was reminded of Dayton's ATV accident by this. A few fans caught her contradictions. Dayton claimed to have been out with her pals at the time of the tragedy. However, Mykelti claims that Kody was with him, and it seems like Kody brought his sons, including Dayton, on a family outing. Mykelti went on to say that Dayton was assisted by Hunter. Robin may have lied about Dayton being with his buddies, even though many people don't think the couple was present. A Reddit user shared a footage from an interview in which Sister Wives star Kody identified Dayton as his eldest son. Fans also say it was an attempt to shield themselves from criticism following such a significant incident. There hasn't been much information on Dayton's whereabouts or activities since he left the show. Now, Kody's revelation has suddenly taken everyone by surprise. His careless act of referring to Dayton as his eldest son when he is obviously not was what truly infuriated viewers. He stated that he wanted to mend his strained relationship with his estranged children just before his scheduled appearance on Season 4 of Special Forces. He stuck to the same storyline the entire time. But after the show's conclusion, he has begun acting in the same ways again. He views Robin's and his children as his own, according to fans. Dayton is my eldest son. One user wrote, "Not Logan, not Hunter, not Pedon." Another user cried out that Kody was about to mention Logan's name when he indicated in the interview that he had discussed it with his oldest son. The same person said, then he meant Dayton when he said his oldest son is his wife coming around to watch it with him. Another said that since Kody acknowledged having some conversations with both Dayton and Logan, he might be referring to both of them. One Sister Wives watcher stated that Kody was initially referring to Logan when he said, "My oldest son with my wife," but that he was actually referring to Robin's eldest son. He later changed his mind after realizing his error. There was a mistake there, as if he had forgotten about his kids. One user commented, "Dirty daddy." Even if supporters aren't entirely sure who he was referring to, they still don't like him. Please let us know whose son Kody was referring to in the comments section. For more Sister Wives news, return often to TV season spoilers. But Sister Wives viewers are once more able to witness the conflict inside the Brown family. Social media takes over and carries on the story, if not through the broadcast episodes. The most recent conversation began after fans discussed Kody's assertion that he has made an effort to get back in touch with his 18 children. Fans and the aforementioned kids were both confused by the statement. One of Kody's children, Leon Brown, recently intervened and addressed Kody's allegations. It appears that a fresh perspective has surfaced to tackle the problem. Fans saw that someone close to Leon had also shared their opinions. People on the internet are giddy by their hurried response, which fueled the flames. Is this an indication that more Brown kids are prepared to question Kody's story? And why now did they speak up? To learn more, continue reading. Leon Brown recently shared his thoughts on the matter. On social media, a video from the most recent episode went viral. Kody talked about going to therapy in order to get back in touch with his older kids. He clarified that he was upset about past arguments, but maintained that he was improving himself. He claimed to have contacted each of his children multiple times at one point, which caused the blame to be placed on them. But Leon retaliated by sharing their opinions on Instagram. They posted a message explicitly addressing the viral video after a protracted hiatus from social media. Since their brother Garrison's untimely death, Leon claimed they had not heard from their father. Additionally, they stated that Kody disregarded them during the funeral. Leon asserts that the story that is broadcast on television is not the same as what actually occurs. The most recent response came from Leon's partner Audrey Chris, whose remark on a video that was becoming viral attracted fans' attention. One user shared a screenshot on Reddit with the title, "Audrey involved now in dispelling the rumors." It showed Audrey's account replying to one of Kody's videos with the words, "verifiably not true." The comment eventually sparked a variety of opinions, most of which were critical of Kody. Commenters also showed support for Leon. One person commented that they love this for him, but are saddened and incensed that things have reached this point. Another accused Kody of fabricating stories to garner publicity for other ventures and commended Leon and Audrey for speaking up. They claim that supporters will no longer allow him to make money off lies. Another individual emphasized the trend of conduct they had observed over the years. According to them, Audrey is aware of the suffering brought on by Kody's separation from his elder kids. Others slammed the ongoing blame on the kids, adding that Kody continues to insist that the kids are to blame for the estrangement even after losing Garrison. One fan commented that Kody should stop putting the onus of upholding relationships on his children since parents are responsible for doing so. Some even implied that because it doesn't fit with their lifestyle, Kody and Robyn would rather keep their distance from older kids. Audrey's remark demonstrates the strained relationship among the Brown family and is undoubtedly consistent with what followers believe about Kody on the internet. Watch TV season spoilers for the most recent Sister Wives tea. But with her fingers clenched around a coffee mug, Christine Brown sat under the gentle studio lights of TLC's interview room. The producers had one question, which had been making the rounds on the internet for months, and the cameras were prepared. "So, Christine, are you and Kody no longer together legally?" Awkwardly, she smiled as she tried to think of the correct response. She muttered, "To be honest, I had no idea whether or not we were truly divorced." There was silence in the room. The camera crew were shocked as well. Christine clarified that since she was just spiritually wedded and not a legal wife, there was no formal document tying her to Kody in their multiple marriage lifestyle. So, it wasn't as easy as signing a contract to leave him. "It was perplexing," she added. "Do I require legal counsel? A ritual? Should I simply leave? For years, I was unaware. I felt trapped." She recalled how Kody stood there silently while she packed her things, tears running down her cheeks. No rage, don't apologize, a blank stare. Christine claimed that she kept waiting, anticipating Kody to say, "Christine, I still give a damn. Let's have a conversation." Instead, he started to spend nearly all of his time with Robyn. Dinners with the family ceased. Christine discovered that she was eating by herself. Silence took the place of the laughter that had previously filled her home. She came to the unpleasant realization one day, compared to when I was by myself, I was smiling less with him. Long before she physically departed, that was when her spiritual marriage started to fail. But it was nonetheless difficult to go. When there are no laws, who do you seek for permission? Senior citizens, family, the church, or yourself? For months, Christine pondered whether leaving made her a survivor or a sinner. She said, "I told Kody I was leaving." He simply shrugged. I understood then that I had already left. However, she claimed that something remained incomplete even after relocating to Utah. Months later, Christine stumbled into a pleasant, humorous, and sincere person who showed genuine interest in her. He was a widower named Matthew who had no association with polygamy. With a kind grin, he asked her questions that no one had posed for years. "Are you content? What are you looking for?" She was heartbroken by those insignificant inquiries. She started to laugh, cook, plan weekend treks, and felt youthful and alive once more. But all of a sudden, her old anxiety came back. But wait, am I really divorced? During the conversation, she chuckled as she remembered saying to her sister, "Am I able to date, or should I end my relationship with a spiritual spouse first?" Christine finally made up her mind. She didn't require Kody's blessing. She didn't require a ritual. She announced the dissolution of her spiritual marriage without anyone's help. One evening, she stood in front of the mirror in her restroom and thought to herself, "I let you go, and I decide on myself." She felt more divorced that night than any paperwork could possibly demonstrate. Christine's audacious statement marked the conclusion of the interview. "I don't require a court order to end a relationship that no longer values me." Sometimes all it takes to feel free is to declare, "I'm done." Her eyes glistened with calm, not sorrow. as she reclined back. Christine was no longer perplexed. She was unrestricted. But although Sister Wives' 18th season had viewers on the edge of their seats, there were also heartwarming moments, memorable moments, and moments of laughter and love. The outcome was both hectic and endearing as the Brown family chose to spend a whole weekend engaging in family fun in a way they had never done before. It all started on a clear Saturday morning. Kody seemed unusually energetic and bright when he woke up. "We're doing something different today," he said. "No fights, no chores, just enjoyment." Mary arched an eyebrow in skepticism, but she was unable to ignore the children's gleam in their eyes. Always up for a little mischief, Christine proposed a scavenger hunt throughout the property, and Janelle decided that a family barbecue would be a fitting conclusion. The massive scavenger hunt was the first event. There were hints all over the place, from inside Kody's vehicle to beneath garden gnomes. While Savannah and Peyton carefully planned their course of action, Maddie and Garrison joined up right away and raced through the yard like expert detectives. Eliza Jane and Aspen, the smaller children, giggled wildly as they struggled to solve a puzzle about a place where chocolate melts. Even Kody fell into his own trap and ended himself covered in flour after Christine surreptitiously replaced a clue. Everyone went to the family obstacle course that Christine had made out of ropes, old tires, and even a kiddie pool after the scavenger hunt. The highlight of the day was seeing Kody try the rope swing and humorously get trapped in midair. Mary's unexpected agility as she laughed at Janelle's epic fall into the mud hole and gracefully jumped over obstacles stunned everyone. Even the cameras were unable to completely capture the sense of unity created by the laughter that reverberated throughout the property. It was time for the large family barbecue as the afternoon wore on. Everyone played a part. Kody attempted, and largely failed, to flip burgers without dropping them. Mary cooked her famous cookies. Christine organized a salsa challenge, and Janelle manned the grill. The children chased each other and sometimes ambushed the parents as they rushed around with water balloons. The uncontrolled joy was increased by the participation of the family dogs. Every family member recalled their funniest or most humiliating memories from previous seasons during a fire pit storytelling session that concluded the evening. Christine described how she unintentionally trapped herself in the pantry during a Christmas gathering, while Kody related an incident involving an unintentional snowball fight that escalated into a mud war. Even Mary, who is always reserved, found herself cracking jokes that made everyone laugh uncontrollably. By the end of the weekend, cameras caught an uncommon sight on Sister Wives: unadulterated joy. The Browns were reminded of why, in spite of their complexity and differences, they were a family united by love and laughter. And arguments were forgotten. The kids cheered, Mary rolled her eyes but smiled, and Christine whispered to Janelle, "Just wait next year. I'll win the scavenger hunt for sure." With that, the most enjoyable family moments of Season 18 were preserved in memory. A lovely reminder that sometimes the best reality TV is the one they make themselves. Kody said, "Maybe we should make this an annual thing," as they posed for a final group photo. But Sister Wives TLC, Christine and her daughters get ready for the wedding. Christine's bedroom was painted in beautiful shades of pink and gold as the early sun softly peeked through the curtains. Emily, her oldest daughter, would go down the aisle today, so it wasn't your typical day. A mix of pride, longing, and a hint of anxiety filled Christine's emotions. To make sure the wedding would be flawless, she had spent weeks organizing every aspect. Excitement and laughter filled the air in the living room. Emily and Grace, Christine's daughters, were rushing around assisting one another with finishing touches. Emily's wedding gown, with its delicately shimmering lace, hung gracefully on the back of a chair. Emily's younger but no less determined Grace fussed over her veil, making sure it didn't slip or wrinkle. "Do you think my hair looks all right, Mom?" Emily asked, her voice shaking a little as she looked at herself in the mirror. Beside her, Christine knelt and straightened a stray hair. "You look stunning, my love." Simply take a deep breath and relish each moment. It's your day today. In the meantime, the smell of freshly made cookies permeated the house from the kitchen. Amidst the chaos of wedding preparations, Christine made some of Emily's favorite treats herself as a small gesture to bring her daughter closer to home. Humming a gentle melody, she delicately swirled the frosting, remembering Emily's early years spent baking with her mother on leisurely Sunday afternoons. They were driven to the wedding location, a charming garden with colorful flowers, by the family automobile. Feeling a wave of emotions, Christine took Emily's hand and held it strongly as they left. Her other daughters, nieces, and close friends trailed behind, all wearing pastel colors and beaming with excitement. The personnel at the location was occupied with setting up the altar, arranging chairs, and laying bouquets. Christine assisted by making sure Emily's vision was reflected in every tiny detail. Her trepidation gave way to enthusiasm as she saw Emily meet friends and family, and she couldn't help but smile. Christine's eyes filled with tears as the ceremony got underway. She was ecstatic to see her daughter poised and radiant, ready to begin a new chapter. She silently prayed for strength, love, and happiness for Emily, the new family she was about to become a part of, and the relationship they would always have. Following the wedding, Christine and her daughters shared poignant memories, laughed, and danced together at the reception. The wedding served as a tribute to family, resiliency, and unity, in addition to being a celebration of love. Christine was aware that these kinds of moments were priceless, short-lived, and yet immortalized in memory. Christine experienced a profound sense of satisfaction toward the end of the evening, when the sun was setting and the fairy lights were twinkling across the yard. Her girls had developed into exceptional young ladies, and she had seen Emily go on a new path today. With a gentle grin, Christine remarked, "This is what dreams are made of," while holding the hand of her youngest daughter. Christine came to the realization that although life was full of changes, a mother's and her daughter's relationships were indestructible during that enchanted, golden time that was filled with love, laughter, and family. But the Brown family's expansive property was covered in long, golden streaks as the Utah sun started to set behind the mountains. Robin watched the kids play in the yard while she sat on the porch with a cup of tea warming her hands. She was comforted by the children's laughter, but her heart was heavier than normal. Her husband, Kody, had been aloof lately, preoccupied with personal issues and family conflicts. The Brown family had been a patchwork of love, conflict, and compromise for many years. By striking a balance between the pleasures of family life and the difficulties of sharing a husband, each wife carved out a space for herself. In the turbulent tempest of polygamous life, Robin had always been the calm fulcrum. But lately she had started to question whether she could actually find happiness in this convoluted arrangement, or if it was just a pipe dream. Kody walked over, his boots making a gentle crunch on the gravel. His face was unreadable, a mixture of optimism and concern. "Hey," he muttered quietly as he sat next to her. There was a brief period of silence as the kids' laughter dwindled into the background. Robin inhaled deeply. "Kody, do you ever wonder if we're really happy? I mean, all of this. Us, the family. Sometimes I feel like we're chasing an idea of happiness that doesn't really exist." Gazing at the mountains outside the fence, Kody nodded. He acknowledged, "I think about it every day. I want us all to be happy. You, me, the kids. But sometimes I feel like the more I try, the further it slips away." Robin's eyes become sorrowful and determined at the same time. Maybe happiness isn't just about the family working together perfectly. Maybe it's about finding our own peace, even if it's messy, even if it's not ideal. Welcome to my channel, dear viewers. My name is Sabrina, and I hope you're having a great day. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video.